Dear shareholders, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to the 8th Annual General Meeting of the members of KFin Technologies Limited. Please note, for the smooth conduct of the meeting, all the shareholders by default will be placed on listen-only mode. The audio and video will be unmuted during the Q&A session for those shareholders who have registered themselves as a speaker. We have also provided the shareholders with the webcast facility for live viewing of the proceedings of the meeting. Please note that, as per the statutory requirements, the proceedings of the meetings are being recorded and the transcript will be made available on the website of the company post conclusion of the meeting. Now, as we have a requisite quorum to conduct the meeting, I invite our chairperson, Mr. M.V. Nair, to initiate the proceedings. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, esteemed shareholders of the company, joining us from across India and around the world. I extend a warm welcome to the 8th Annual General Meeting of the company. I'll briefly introduce the board members attending this AGM. On my left, we have Mr. Shrikant Nadella, our Managing Director and CEO. Directors attending virtually are Mr. Kaushik Mazumdar, Independent Director and Chairperson of the Audit Committee. Mr. Changalat Jairam, Independent Director and Chairperson of Nomination Remuneration Committee and Stakeholders Relationship Committee. Ms. Radha Rajappa, Independent Director. Mr. Srinivas Peddara, Non-Executive Nominee Director. Mr. Chetan Sabla, Non-Executive Nominee Director. The members of the management team, namely Mr. Vivek Narayan Mathur, Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Amit Murarka, Head Investor Relations, Mergers and Acquisitions and Global Business Finance, Ms. Alpna Kundu, Company Secretary, are also attending this meeting. I'm informed that Mr. Amit Kumar Bajaj and Mr. Sri Kumar Tumuluri, representatives of the statutory auditors, Mr. Vasudev Rao Devaki, representative of the secretarial auditors, and Mr. S.N. Vishwanathan, the scrutinizer, have also joined the meeting. I once again extend a warm welcome to everyone present at this AGM. I've also been informed that necessary quorum for the meeting is present, and I call the meeting to order. I will now request Ms. Alpna to make announcements for the smooth conduct of the meeting. Alpna, to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. This meeting is being conducted through video conferencing in accordance with the provisions of the Companies Act and relevant circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the SEBI. The proceedings of this annual general meeting are also being webcast live and can be viewed using the details provided in the notice of the annual general meeting. The annual report containing the director's report, corporate governance report, business responsibility and sustainability report, management discussion and analysis, the standalone and consolidated financial statements, along with the auditor's report and the notice of this AGM has been sent to the shareholders electronically at their registered email ID. With your permission, we will take them as read. As the statutory auditor's report on the financial statement of the company for the financial year 2024-25 and the secretarial audit report for the financial year 2024-25 do not have any qualification, observation, disclaimer, and adverse remark, the said reports are not required to be read out at the meeting in terms of the applicable provisions of the Companies Act 2013. In order to enable the shareholders to vote on the resolutions, we had provided e-voting facility through NSDL platform. The remote e-voting period commenced at 9 a.m. IST on Monday, 25th August 2025 and ended at 5 p.m. IST on Wednesday, 27th August 2025. The voting rights were reckoned on the shares held by the members as on the cutoff date, that is Friday, 22nd August 2025. The e-voting facility is also available at the AGM and the detailed instructions are provided in the notes to the notice of AGM. In case you have not exercised your voting right through the remote e-voting facility, you are requested to cast your vote during the AGM. Voting will remain open up to 15 minutes from the conclusion of the AGM. Since e-voting facility has been provided, there is no requirement to propose or second the resolution as well to vote by show of hand at the meeting. The company has appointed Mr. S.N. Viswanathan, Practicing Company Secretary, or failing him, Ms. Ashwini Vardak, Practicing Company Secretary, partners of Mrs. S.N. Anantha Subramanian and Company Secretaries as a scrutinizer to scrutinize the process of remote e-voting and e-voting during the AGM in a fair and transparent manner. The relevant documents required to be kept open at the AGM would remain open and accessible to any members of the company for inspection in electronic mode, if they so desire, until the conclusion of the meeting. Shareholders who wish to inspect these documents can write to us at investorrelations@kfintech.com. We will provide the facility. I now invite our chairperson, Mr. M.V. Nair, to continue with the proceedings.
Thank you, Alpna. Once again, my greetings to every one of you. It's a privilege to connect with you all at this year's annual general meeting. And I thank you for your trust, support, and belief in our journey. Financial year 2025-26 has been pivotal in KFinTech's transformative journey to a globally diversified financial infrastructure player. I'm excited to share that we have delivered strong operating performance, backed by over 30% growth in revenue and profitability, alongside improvement in operating and net margins. Our change strategy and execution capabilities are continuously reshaping KFinTech into a diversified and globally sustainable business model. All our businesses have delivered strong growth during this financial year, underpinned by continuous investment in product innovation, process excellence, have evolved, not just in scale and market reach and strong governance. From our roots in India, we are building a global business model that is diversified, resilient, and future-ready to serve clients across geographies and asset classes. This journey has unfolded alongside the remarkable transformation of India's capital markets. From a time when market participation was limited, India today has emerged as one of the fastest growing financial ecosystems in the world. Retail investors now account for over half of the daily market turnover. Mutual fund SIPs are breaking records every month. New platforms are democratizing accessibility, and Gift City is fast emerging as a gateway to global capital. Policy reforms, regulatory innovation, and digital adoption are powering this growth, making India a global investment hub. Globally, too, the investment management industry is growing at a steady pace, with the overall assets under management reaching to an all-time high of $128 trillion in 2024. Private markets are one of the major growth drivers, with the alternative assets generating over half of the industry revenue. Lower inflation, benign monetary cycle, and expansion of private market platforms are further aiding the industry AUM growth. Democratization of the private markets, ease of regulation, growth of private wealth channels, and digital platforms are driving the growth of global alternative AUM. The demand for independent global fund administrators is at an inflection point amidst rising cost pressures, increased funds complexity, and dynamic regulatory changes for the global asset managers. They are acting as catalysts, empowering asset managers with innovative, technology-first, customized, and cost-effective solutions, enabling differentiation, scale, and transparency. And it is in this environment that our strategy, diversify, differentiate, and drive with the discipline, is thriving. Our non-mutual fund business today account for approximately 30% of the overall revenue from operations and are growing rapidly. We have been consistently gaining market share in the domestic mutual fund investor solutions business, and continue to strengthen our leadership position in the issuer solutions business. Our international business is scaling across Southeast Asia, the Middle East, Canada, and Gift City, backed by strong deal wins momentum. We are India's largest fund administrator for AIFs and growing 3 times faster than industry as the second largest central record keeping agency for national pension schemes in India. Sorry. Our diversification strategy is not only about geography and scale, it's about anticipating shift in global capital allocation and build strong domain expertise to deliver differentiated, globally relevant, and compliant solutions. Two path-breaking developments this year reflect our ambition to become a formidable global fund administrator. We are proud and excited to be appointed as one of the just 9 global fund administrators in BlackRock's Aladdin Provider Network. This collaboration endorses our ability to provide solutions for large asset managers and fortifies our global expansion plans. Regulatory licenses, cross-border capabilities to service over 600 global alternate investment funds present across 18 countries and $24 billion of assets under administration. Our successful track record of integrating past 4 acquisitions instill our confidence to synergize Ascent and leverage the combination effect. Together with our deep roots in India, these initiatives empower us to drive scale without compromising quality, anchoring us as the first large global fund administrator to emerge from India. But diversification alone does not create impact. What sets us apart is how we differentiate by embedding purpose-led innovation, regulatory-first design, and client-centric agility into everything we build. We are shifting our traditional systems stewardship to platform-driven innovation, where technology acts as a strategic multiplier. Our platforms feature cloud readiness, real-time analytics, AI-driven insights, automated compliance checks, and modular architecture. A fund administration stack has been gaining prominence across the asset management industry and supports multiple asset classes across jurisdictions. Our systems are designed on frugal engineering, serving twofold purposes. First, providing flexibility to asset managers by letting them focus on their core investment function, while second, helping us to build a scalable and sustainable business model. Our focus on delivering service excellence, data-rich interfaces, and strong governance support our clients' growth, giving us a sustainable advantage. Our ability to provide large-scale digital transformation with high availability and secure environment makes KFin Tech the most preferred solution provider across regions. Finally, scale requires discipline. As we expand, nurturing talent and deliver excellent client experience remain key cornerstones for our growth. In a business where trust is paramount, we are continuously investing into domain experts to build a resilient operating model and deliver customer delight. In line with our growth priorities and digital-first culture, our efforts are anchored to create an inclusive and geographically diversified talent ecosystem that fosters innovation, agility, and long-term retention. Our learning and development models are designed to create future leaders and drive long-term value creation across our organization. Our commitment to strong governance and maximum compliance ensure long-term sustainability. Our governance policies are built around a responsible transformation agenda, one that business growth with a strong enterprise risk management framework. During the year, we reinforced our commitment to robust corporate governance through structured oversight, proactive risk mitigation, and an empowered board. Our focused investment in ESG integration and CSR efforts ensures that the growth is inclusive, sustainable, and transparent, aligned with the expectation of all our stakeholders. Moving ahead, we will continue to drive scale with global relevance, market leadership, and a highest level of integrity. Looking ahead, the opportunities lie before us are immense. India's financial market is on track to surpass 10 trillion US dollar in market capitalization, and mutual funds assets under management to cross over 1 trillion US dollar in the coming years, led by strong macro fundamentals and a higher retail participation. Higher allocation to global alternative assets will drive growth in global AUM, requiring specialized solutions and services. KFin Tech will continue to scale geographically, technologically, and strategically, while remain strong on its core values. Our goal is to stay ahead by broadening our horizons, deepening our differentiation, and driving growth with the discipline. With the support of our stakeholders, regulators, clients, fellow board members, partners, and exceptional team at KFin Tech, I'm confident that we are raising an institution that will shape the future of fund administration from India to the world. Thank you very much. I shall now request Mr. Srikanth, our MD and CEO, also to address the shareholders. Srikanth, for you.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Very good afternoon and welcome to one and all for our company's 8th annual general meeting. I want to begin by expressing my most sincere gratitude for your unwavering trust of our shareholders, the confidence of our clients, the support of our partners and the regulators, and just as importantly, the relentless dedication of our employees. Each of you have been central to our journey of growth and transformation. Your faith in our vision has been the driving force behind every milestone we have achieved thus far, and it is an honor to lead this remarkable organization into the future as we shape the industry together. I hope you have had the opportunity to review our annual report for the fiscal year 25, which not just captures our financial performance, but also enlists the strategic initiatives and to an extent about our strategy into the coming years as well. As our chairman sir has already alluded to, the past year has been truly a remarkable one for us, not just in terms of what the applicable data points to financial performance, but also having sown the seeds for us to fructify the vision that we have laid for ourselves as old as probably even 4 years back, when we have created the vision to create the first large global fund administrator based out of India. The journey line that you've seen about our organization obviously dates back to nearly about 40 years of existence. It's a vintage organization, one that has transformed the capital markets administration. The past 5 to 6 years have been transformative in more ways than one. We have chosen our path to be divergent. We have chosen our path to be different. We have chosen our path to be ambitious. And all of that, is underlined by 3 important tenets, if I may. The first one was to take tech-first approach to transform the organization from what was otherwise more a brick and mortar or registrar and transfer agency into a technology-first entity, keeping the customers and the investors at the front and center of it. I would, in time, articulate about the transformative journey that we've taken. The second was to look at the growth opportunities, not just within India, but beyond borders. And as always, it is always going to be a build versus a buy strategy. There are opportunities where we build organically. There are opportunities where we're going to buy, which effectively transfers to our very strong merger and acquisition culture that we have fostered over the past X number of years. Last but not the least, which had always been about the people, as much as technology comes to the floor. It is truly the people who bring the technology and then put it to the best use, for the benefit of our investors and the clients. So in that context, each of the 3 underlying pillars have played their role in not just bringing our organization to where it is, but I like to believe has laid a very strong foundation for future as well. Our vision, as had been articulated, in very simple layman terms, is to create the global fund administrator, based out of India. Now, we've been obviously delivering the services within our country for the past 40 years, being the only qualified registrar and transfer agent who operates on both ends of the spectrum. One side on the investor servicing, where all the asset classes, whether it is mutual funds, alternatives, national pension system, private retirement schemes, so on and so forth, are administered by us. On the other end of the spectrum is also to support and service the issuer side of it. So we are the only qualified registrar and transfer agent in India who does this. And also, I'm very happy to let you know that we are amongst the largest registrars in the world, processing a little over 4 million transactions on an average, and managing roughly about 54 crore folios every single year, and a number that has been expanding a little over 20% CAGR over the past few years. Now, as an organization, we have made steady gains in terms of our acquisition of the clients and the market share. Our largest business continues to be servicing the domestic mutual funds, for which we are the largest registrar and transfer agent in the terms of the number of the clients that we service. 28 or 53 are being serviced by us. Several new asset management mandates too have been won by KFin Technologies, and as they go live, market share, would continue to rise. We also have got an excellent track record in terms of winning new AMC mandates. About 20 out of the last 32, mandates have been totally won by KFin Technologies, and in time to come, we hope and strive to expand that market share beyond that. In terms of the assets under management, which of course is a factor of the growth and the market share of our own client, I'm happy to intimate you that we are roughly about a third of the industry at this point in time. On the systematic investment plan transactions, which is the resilient book, which usually allows the overall AUM market share to expand, we are at near about 40%. So I'm hopeful in time to come, our market share in terms of the AUM will trend towards the overall market share of SIPs. That is as far as domestic mutual funds is concerned. I would articulate a little bit more about it into the deep dive section. Our oldest business indeed is the issuer solutions as a registrar and transfer agent for close to 52% of NSE 500 listed companies and a little around 7,500 unlisted companies. We continue to grow ahead of the industry by a mile. Many of the large IPOs have been launched by KFin, and there are many more in the pipeline that are going to happen in the coming quarters. Our win rate had tangibly and perceptibly increased. We not only have been the largest in terms of by value of the total IPO, we have made tangible progress into the SME section of the IPOs this year, reaching number 2 position, and in time to come, we will be in the pole position as well. The other 3 businesses that KFin Technologies had endeavored and had fostered over the past few years, which have been the faster growing businesses in the context of the other ones being mature. In fact, a mature business growing at about 25 to 30% itself is a phenomenon. But at the same time, I'd like to believe the other businesses are growing, little over 45%. One of that is our international scope of solutions. Today, we are present in Malaysia, Philippines, Hong Kong, Singapore, and Chairman Sir has alluded to the acquisition of Ascent Fund Services, which opens the doors for about another 14 more countries in addition to the one that we have. Hopefully, in time, will add wings to our flight towards creating a large global fund administrator. Our growth in this segment had been very inspiring in terms of having won several mandates in the previous year. Many of them are under transition, and the revenue in terms of all of those should start getting into the coming quarters. The second faster growing business, is National Pension System. We have been the second CRA, which is a central record keeping agent. And we've been growing nearly about thrice as 3 times the pace of the overall industry, had grown in the previous year, to be more specific. The industry grew roughly about 11.5%. KFin Tech NPS had grown about 34%. We are hoping to keep this track record in a very limited period of time, even without having the government contract for it. With the exception of one state, we still managed to get to a 10% plus market share for the overall NPS in the country. And we are hopeful in time to come, we will expand that footprint into the government sector as well as the overall board as well. The third one is the other asset classes, including alternatives, which is largely AIF, PMS. Now, of course, new asset class of SIF has come into play, private retirement schemes, so on and so forth. This is a business which was reasonably small, but of course, in line with the overall growth of the alternatives as an asset class in India, we have moved our market share from roughly about 12% to now 57% of the total alternative investment funds assets in the country. That speaks volumes not just about our ability to scale up in line with the industry needs, but also creating pioneering solutions such as Exalt, which is a platform that we have created, which is till date the only fit for purpose platform for the alternatives, which is truly a multi-asset, a multi-currency, multi-geography, now a multilingual one as well, has been the critical reason for providing the underlying plumbing and electricals for alternative investment funds to not just conceptualize, but also grow rapidly in our country. So I would be articulating all of these a little bit more in deep dive in time to come. But broadly, if you see on the headcount side, we continue to expand, which is a symptom of growth of the non-core business, even as we have driven significant amount of optimization to the core businesses. I would take a few minutes to articulate our financial performance. Much of that has been presented to you in the form of the annual report, and I hope you could get to see some of it. I will call out some significant snippets out of that at this point. Our total revenue has grown roughly 20% year on year. That marks a significant expansion over a range-bound growth of anywhere between 18 to 20% that our organization has witnessed in the years that had preceded that. Whilst this also is a response to the overall growth of the core industry itself in India, the previous year had been nothing short of a spectacular one for the mutual fund industry. We continue to believe that there is a significant amount of tailwinds and a large scope for expansion for this business in the coming years, which will continue to propel our business. During this year, we have also won, my apologies for that. Right. In terms of the overall margin expansion itself, EBITDA has grown by about 30.7%. PAT has grown by about 35%, and the PAT percentage itself is about 30%. All of this points to steadfast resolve on part of the management, duly guided and mentored by the board, for us to drive our financial growth with discipline. Pure faster than the mature businesses. In time to come, I'd like to believe that from a margin standpoint too, the younger businesses would contribute to the similar level of profits which our mature businesses have been thus far. And that in addition to the fact that our M&A strategy in the form of the acquisition of Ascent, we should start consolidating into this year. We should see a very fast growing organization in the coming years. We can move to the next slide, please. Next one, please. Thank you. I will now speak about the individual lines of businesses. Let us start with our core, which is a mutual fund business. As I stated earlier, the overall market share in the form of the asset management companies we manage today is roughly about 54%. Even as the AUM that we manage is about a third in the industry, about 33% thereabouts. The market share for the SIP is roughly about 40%. The revenue from the domestic mutual fund investments is roughly about 780 crores this year. And this has, been growing faster than the industry and faster in comparison to the AUM as well. Our overall equity AUM has grown by 26% in the previous year, which one, of course, is a symptom of the first 9 months spectacular in the form of both the net flows and the mark to market. It is to be noted, however, that the Q4 of the previous year had been a bit tepid. If not for that, the growth in the overall domestic mutual funds could have been even faster. We have won the mandate in the previous year for KFin asset management company, which is a Bangalore-based fintech. First company always had been in the wealth business, now have moved into asset management business. We are very proud to have onboarded KFin as a part of our client ecosystem. As a part of our solutions to our clients, I had erstwhile spoke about our philosophy was to drive our solutions on the construct of XaaS, which stands for everything as a service, with a very simple notion that we believe the fundamental role of that of an asset manager is to make money for the investors that they have. If that truly has to be the golden goal that they should be chasing, we firmly believe that everything else they do ideally is an unhealthy distraction. That includes running operations, which wisely enough, over a period of time, the industry has gravitated towards having to registrar and transfer agents managing bulk of the operations, which then leads with other set of services like technology, like digital, like marketing, fact sheet presentations, and including infrastructure hosting, so on and so forth. Many of these are the solutions that KFin Tech firmly believes should be rendered by an entity like us, who, when provides at an industry scale, renders a significant amount of efficiency and a cost takeout by the asset management companies. So in that construct, we have been at the forefront of creating big data analytics. Many of those transpire in the form of data lake contracts as we speak. We have won for several of our clients and some of the asset managers who do not currently are serviced as an RTA by us. And we believe that in time to come, we should be able to render a far greater set of value to our clients beyond just rendering the core registrar and transfer agency services. And as I said, many of the new AMCs that we have onboarded in the recent past are all on the construct of everything as a service, where we are able to render a far greater set of value beyond the operations, which is all pertaining to the investor side of it. We have also won several contracts with the industry. We have been at the forefront of supporting the regulator and the industry body in terms of creating digital ecosystem. Currently, two solutions of our regulator and one of our industry body, created by KFin Technologies, which is in the public, periphery. As recent as the previous week, the entire digital stack in the form of platform for the Association for Mutual Fund Industry was created and launched by KFin Tech, alongside the app. A good move this. The next slide. Thank you. The second largest business, issuer solutions, you could see a very clear trajectory in terms of the signups of the number of clients. In the 12 months that have preceded and ended as of 31st March, there has been a tangible jump of number of client additions moving from 6,000 to there about 8,000 clients in a single year. That marks a diversified strategy change by our organization. We have largely been the larger player in the main board IPOs, but we have taken a conscious call to add two more nodes in terms of expanding our overall line of business. One is that of the small and medium-sized IPOs, and the second one is the unlisted companies. And that has allowed us to add roughly about 35% growth in the total number of corporates, which is going to be tough to emulate year after year, but then we are in line to grow at a similar percentage this year, given we've had the past 4 months to be a pretty resilient primary market, as well as several unlisted company signups that we have done. The overall folio count in the industry has been again growing at a tremendous pace, which marks a very resilient primary and secondary markets in our country. Number of demat accounts, continue to rise, which obviously helps us to have more investors to be investing in the retail folios, which is fully the revenue generating model for us. And we have also orchestrated, like in the case of mutual funds, a certain amount of controllable income, as I'd like to call, which is on the value-added solutions and services, whereby we are able to render and take away a lot of work, which is probably a peripheral work, which in the company secretarial practice function may not be wanting to do, thereby increasing total footprint revenue from the same client for us, as well as being the partner of choice as far as the individual issuer is concerned. So the total folio percentage, by market cap, as you could see, has increased tremendously from 46% in the previous year to almost 50% this year. That is a year ending 31st March. The Q1 that had gone by continues to show similar trend, and something that we believe will continue in the future as well. The overall main board IPOs that have been managed by KFin Technologies the previous year were roughly about 53 odd percentage in terms of market share by the issue size. But of course, in terms of the number of issues themselves, it was smaller, and we'd like to believe that we will be able to correct that into this year and to the coming, entirely based on the total number of new IPO mandate signups that we have done. Could you move to the next slide, please? The international and issuer solutions, spoke about it. We have had a tremendous year in terms of new contract signups. The overall revenue has grown by 31% year on year. Number of clients, however, has shown a spectacular rise by adding literally about 1/3 additional clients into the previous year. As I said, many of these are existing clients, and with an existing client, there is a period of transition that happens. And a good number of the clients have either been transitioned, and the rest will be transitioning into this coming year, which marks and gives us a confidence in terms of revenue growth year on year for the international business this year to be stronger than the one that we have even seen in the previous year, which marked a good 32% growth. We have won about two large asset management company mandates, trustee-based rather, which gives us an access into a very different, client ecosystem altogether. A win with a single asset management company gives you a singular contract, but a win with a particular trustee allows us to access all the underlying asset management companies which the trustee provides us solutions to. The last one we have added has about roughly 12 odd individual clients, each of whom we are currently in the process of transition. We'll continue to look at alternative sources of growth, not just a one-to-one, but find a way to have a B2B2C model, which helps us to have a fast rate of traction in terms of the growth. We have also, as the chairman has alluded, taken a position in terms of acquiring Ascent Fund Services, which is a young fund administrator based out of Singapore, has presence in about 18 countries, regulated in about 7 different countries, and one that has nearly mirrored KFin Tech's ambition and its last 4 years. I think our asset fund services strongly believe that together we should be a force to reckon with in time to come. We are in the final stage of securing the regulatory approvals from each of the regulated countries that Ascent is part of. Hopefully, there is some good news that we will be able to announce in time to come, and that would mark the beginning of a far greater expansion of our international business from here on. We move to the next slide, please. I will briefly touch upon the alternatives. Again, as the numbers have all been in the annual report, we have seen a tremendous expansion in terms of the total number of funds that have been added and the schemes, as well as the number of fund houses as well. In the case of alternative investment funds, from previous year to this year, roughly about 50%, 45% growth in the overall AUM marks a spectacular rise in the overall industry itself, and of course, more specifically, our clients. Alternative investment funds, of course, is also based on the committed capital versus how much capital had been drawn down. And there is still a 30% gap in terms of capital that is yet to be drawn down on the existing contracts itself, which gives us, again, strong confidence in terms of the growth into this year, even if there were to be net, not many new launches in the context of the industry that we are facing at this moment in time. As far as the national pension system is concerned, small business at this point in time, but has broken even. That marks effectively every business line that KFin Tech has to have run into positive EBITDA as of this year. National pension system, as I said, we have grown 3 times the pace at which the industry has grown, and fostered innovation and solutions much akin to what we have done in the other broader businesses of mutual funds and insurance solutions into national pension system. Many of those have been duly noted by the new chairman of the PFRDA, as well as the entire ecosystem, which truly has been the reason why we've been able to add significant market share against a very dominant pole position current CRA environment. We'll move to the next slide, please. Thank you. I would leave on just 2 additional topics, technology and transformation. We've covered enough about our organization to be positioned as a fintech company and a global fund administrator, which is basically digital first. It is but obvious that in today's world, not discussing about artificial intelligence for a large-scale fintech company, makes no sense. I'm very happy to announce to you that we have been one of the few organizations who not just conceptualized AI policy, a formal policy for organization, but went on to implement several solutions. Many of them are live. We look at AI's implementation in 2 very specific lens. One is inward looking, one is outward looking. What is inward looking? Wherever we find utility of leveraging artificial intelligence for KFin Tech as an organization to drive better solutions internal, which effectively translates to better core ERP platforms, better productivity solutions, reusable code, so on and so forth, which largely should result in cost optimization, productivity growth, and creating platforms which will help us to move into new geographies and into the new businesses we are developing. The second lens is outward facing, which is effectively where we create solutions for our clients to grow faster. Which, if I were to reflect back on my earlier statement about the value-added solutions and services, which, by the way, today contributes to roughly about 7% of the total revenues of this organization. Here is where we create solutions for our clients, who in turn would use the solutions we create for them to render better solutions to their eventual clients, who are basically the end retail and the corporate investors, if you were to deal with mutual funds. Or if you're dealing with issuer solutions, it's largely the larger investor population, so to speak. We have definitive solutions on both of these particular angles in terms of how we use artificial intelligence. Much of our performance dashboards to our client is not written by any human being. It is all done by artificial intelligence. A lot of new platforms that we are creating are in fact 100% AI native. Few years back, being a mobile native or cloud native was the mantra. In today's world, AI native is probably the equivalent to that, which effectively translates to an entire platform designed, built, and being operated on complete AI nodes altogether. And in the bond markets, we have just launched such a solution, and we will articulate in times to come in terms of our broader AI plans together. We have also, moved a bunch of pieces on the infrastructure. As a company which has close to about 9 odd petabytes of data, which is amongst the largest in the country, we need to have very, very strong and resilient infrastructure, which we have moved to Tier 4, probably one of the very few platinum-grade data centers in the country, when we've been expanding our physical infrastructure capacity and the cybersecurity resilience. Again, being in the business of data belonging to individual people and managing roughly about 4 odd crores of individual investors in India, individual data privacy is one of the most important factors as management, as board, we constantly look at. And in that context, very happy to note and inform to you that we've had 0 breaches of any kind. And if anything, the solutions that we've created are being adopted by the industry at large. Give it more, please, to the next slide. We will have a small video which would speak about the assets that you see here. We're very proud to have built many of the platforms over the past 12 months, which have very expeditious manner have been adopted by the industry. Some of them, if I were to call out, for example, Empower Wealth, is KFin's foray into the wealth as an industry. As you are all aware, we are a registrar and transfer agent. But as we transform ourselves into that of a fund administrator globally, wealth management is no exception, just like an asset management is today. And I'd like to believe, arguably, created one of the better platforms in the country today. And the testimonial for that, of course, is nothing short of signing up with 6 different clientele within the first quarter of launching this particular platform. This too, like everything else that we've been doing in this organization, is ready for the globe and not just for India alone. In time to come, we are very, very optimistic in terms of creating a vertical for wealth management, both for India and abroad. Even as we have 6 different clients in India, we're in the process of having a very healthy discussion and in some cases really advanced level of negotiations on the wealth management solutions on the back of the Empower. Good more, please, to the next slide. Your team is something that is, has been there for the past 3 years since we went public. All the names and all the faces are very familiar to you by now. I wouldn't belabor much, but very happy to take any questions along the way. Our board, you have just heard our chairman, sir, Mr. Minayar, and we have notable additions in the form of Shankar Iyer joining our board and Mr. Jairam as well into the previous year. Which marks a phenomenal expansion of talent and leadership, which has been nothing short of being spectacular in India, not just in India, but globally as well. And we are honored and privileged to be guided and mentored by a board of such a very high caliber. In terms of the overall talent set, as an organization, we continue to grow on the headcount. We are roughly about 6,300 today. This should be read in the context, as I was earlier speaking about, 2 angles. Younger, faster growing businesses need additional people, need additional technology people in order to create the new products and platforms, start new countries, so on and so forth. Whilst that count continues to expand for a certain period of time before we hit the efficiencies and the productivity, which we typically achieve within a span of time about 3 to 5 years, when we are able to horizontalize the solutions, which means it is no longer a siloed client to client delivery, but we are able to take an entire process, a business process, and render to multiple client models. That is when the efficiency starts to kick in. So that particular count on the businesses continue to rise, even as there has been a significant productivity gains we have driven in our core businesses, which are both mutual funds and digital solutions, if I may. We have, in the form of learning and development, continue to expend significant amount of time and efforts, starting from the individual who joins our organization probably on day 1 to the senior leadership. We have a very strong R&D program which propels and inspires individuals to better on a day-to-day basis. We continue to take individual and internal targets in terms of driving diversity, inclusion, and an overall compensation philosophy which covers both cash, non-cash component, as well as items that are in kind. We'll move to the next slide, please. Sustainability and the CSR impact. Again, as an organization which probably is not into the manufacturing and hence might feel that this would be a slightly easier topic to deal with, but given the amount of data we deal with and the amount of data center and the processing and the compute that we engage with on a day-to-day basis, we are extremely focused on driving overall ESG, and we look at environment and the social aspect of it, very, very stringently on a day-to-day basis. We have installed both from the standpoint of energy efficiency, utilization, water, recycle, so on and so forth, in addition to having a very, very strong CSR program, where we have taken 2 distinct topics. especially potentially in the form of environment. Towards CSR, structure process outflows. And within that, about 2/3 of the weightage being given to education as a priority, and the many thirds going towards environment. We move to the next one, please. Well, I think some of these are about the certifications which your organization is fully compliant with. We not just stay compliant with the bare minimum requirements of the regulation, but we pride ourselves in being an entity that is regulated by multiple regulators and in multiple jurisdictions, which makes us to be a sum total of the regulation of so many different countries and so many different rules and regulations, which is the right we should give you the right kind of confidence in terms of the governance structures we have, as well as the process strength that we have managed to set up. Mindful of the fact that as an organization we are 40 years into it, the transactions that have happened 40 years back to continue to have a role to play in terms of public process today. And as much as every new transaction that this organization's management is taking the process, we're also taking abundant caution in terms of the transactions that have been reported 30, 40 years back, which can still come to at this moment in time, from a processing standpoint. With that, I would conclude my presentation. I would, of course, take questions along the way. For now, thank you to all. Over to you, Chairman, sir, to continue with this meeting.
Thank you, Shrikant, for that elaborate presentation of a differentiated approach that we have for multiple lines of business. Thank you again. I now request Alpna to present the items on the agenda to the shareholders. Alpna, to you.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. I will proceed with the statutory items as included in the notice of the AGM and other matters. I will now brief on all the resolutions included in the notice of the AGM. Once I finish the customary process of briefing on the resolutions, we will invite the members who have registered themselves as speakers to ask questions and or seek clarification or express their views from the management. Item number 1 of the notice is an ordinary resolution, which is to consider and adopt the standalone and consolidated audited financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2025 and the reports of the Board of Directors and auditors thereon. The auditor has issued an unmodified opinion on the financial statements. The board has recommended these financial statements for the adoption by the members. Item number 2 of the notice is an ordinary resolution, which is to declare final dividend on the equity shares for the financial year ended 31st March 2025. Item number 3 of the notice is an ordinary resolution, which is to reappoint Mr. Srinivas Perada, who retires by rotation and as a nominee director and being eligible has offered himself for reappointment. Item number 4 of the notice is an ordinary resolution, which is to reappoint Mr. Shantanu Rastogi, who retires by rotation as a nominee director and being eligible, has offered himself for reappointment. Item number 5 of the notice is a special resolution, which is to reappoint Mr. Vishwanathan Mavila Nair as a non-executive director and chairperson of the board of directors of the company and approve his remuneration thereof. Item number 6 of the notice is a special resolution, which is to approve the payment of remuneration to Mr. Vishwanathan Mavila Nair, non-executive director and chairperson of the board of directors of the company, in excess of the limits prescribed in the Securities and Exchange Board of India LODR Regulation 2015. Item number 7 of the notice is special resolution, which is to approve the revision in remuneration of Mr. Venkata Satyanaga Shrikant Nadella, Managing Director and CEO of the company. Item number 8 of the notice is an ordinary resolution, which is to appoint Messrs. D.V. Rao and Associates, Company Secretaries, as secretarial auditors of the company. Item number 9 of the notice is an ordinary resolution, which is to approve the increase in authorized share capital of the company and consequential alteration to Clause 5 of the Memorandum of Association of the company. We will now invite the members who have registered themselves as speaker to ask questions or seek clarification or express their views from the management. They will be unmuted and will be allowed to ask questions when called upon by the moderator. We will respond to all the questions and queries in one go. Considering the high registration from the speakers, in the interest of the time, I request the members to keep their questions or comments in brief and not to repeat the questions which have already been asked by the fellow members. I also request speakers not to take more than 2 minutes. This will ensure that other members get an opportunity to ask questions. May I now request the moderator to please invite these shareholders one by one. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you, Ms. Alpana. We will now begin with our question and answer session. I once again request all the speakers to keep their questions brief and limit to the performance of the company. Now I invite our first speaker shareholder, Mr. Manjeet Singh. Mr. Manjeet Singh, we request you to kindly accept the prompt, kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video and proceed with your question.
KFin टेक की मैनेजमेंट टीम, स्केट्रियल टीम और माय को शेयर होल्डर, मैं सभी का स्वागत करता हूं। गुड इवनिंग जी। आपने अपने रिमार्क्स के अंदर कंपनी के बारे में सब कुछ बताया, वर्तमान के बारे में, भविष्य के बारे में, आगे कंपनी की किस तरह की योजनाएं हैं, ये भी आपने हमें अपने रिमार्क्स में सब कुछ क्लियर करा। जो हमारे डाउट थे या हमारी कोई सोच थी वो आपने पूरे अपने जो रिमार्क्स रहे उसमें आपने बता दिया। हमारे जून 2025 के जो क्वार्टर रहा है उसमें हमारी नेट सेल अच्छी रही है, करीब 15% का इजाफा हुआ है। इसी तरह से आगे के जो 3 क्वार्टर हैं उसमें भी हम आपसे एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि अच्छी सेल रहेगी हमारी। और आगे आपके इन क्वार्टर के अंदर ग्रोथ के क्या प्लान है, हमारा अर्निंग पर शेयर इस साल और कितना बढ़ेगा, बेसिक ईपीएस जो है इस साल जो है हमने 18 रुपया 98 पैसे कमाया और जो कि पिछले साल जो था 14 रुपया 42 पैसे था। उसी हिसाब से आपने डिविडेंड भी हमें अच्छा दिया, मैं इसकी आपको मुबारकबाद देना चाहूँगा। चेयरमैन सर, जो है हमारी कंपनी बीएससी एनएससी के अंदर लिस्टेड कंपनी है स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में, और हमारा बीएससी का जो कोड है 543720 केफिन टेक है, जो हमारा सिंबल है उसका पूरा मान सम्मान रखते हुए स्केट्रियल डिपार्टमेंट ने वैलेंटाइन बैलेंस शीट बनाकर हमें आपसे रूबरू करा है, उनका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। सर, एम्प्लॉय बेनिफिट एक्सपेंसिव जो इस साल हमने 366 करोड़ 78 लाख रुपया इस मद पर खर्चा, इसके मुकाबले उससे पिछले ईयर में 297 करोड़ 16 लाख रुपया खर्चा था। तो हम अपने एम्प्लॉयज के बारे में अच्छा सोचते हैं, ये कंपनी की अच्छी सोच है। मैं आपसे जानना चाहूँगा कि लास्ट ईयर में कुछ एम्प्लॉयज हमारे साथ नए भी जुड़े हैं, हमारे सदस्य कितने और जुड़े हैं, हमारे मेंबर जो है एम्प्लॉयज हमारी टीम के अंदर और हमारी कंपनी के अंदर। ये आने वाले टाइम में ये जो एआई का इम्पैक्ट आ रहा है उसका कितना प्रभाव पड़ेगा हमारे केफिन टेक पर। एआई के कारण कुछ नौकरियां जा रही हैं, उसका कुछ इम्पैक्ट हमारे कंपनी पर तो नहीं आएगा? थोड़ा आप इस बारे में बताइए। आपके निर्देश के अंदर, दिशा निर्देश के अंदर कंपनी अच्छा कर रही है, आने वाले टाइम में भी इसी तरह के अच्छे रिजल्ट आप दें, इसकी हम आपसे उम्मीद करते हैं और भगवान से प्रार्थना करते हैं। थैंक यू फॉर द मैनेजमेंट टीम, थैंक यू फॉर द सेक्रेटरियल टीम। आज का ये शाम जो है केफिन टेक के साथ गुजार कर हमें अच्छा लगा और हमें अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट के बारे में गारंटी और अच्छी पुख्ता हुई और आगे हमें बल मिला कि इस कंपनी के अंदर हम और इन्वेस्ट करें। Thank you for the management team. Thank you for the secretarial team.
Thank you, Mr. Manjeet Singh. I request our next speaker, Mr. Suresh Chand Jain, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question, please. Mr. Suresh Chand Jain, we request you to kindly proceed with your question. No feedback received. We'll move on to our next speaker. I request Mr. Kamal Kishore Jawar to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question, please.
तो मेरा आवाज आ रहा है सर?
You're audible, sir. You're audible.
Okay,
We
thank you,
request you
thank
to
you,
kindly
thank you,
proceed
sir.
with your question.
चेयरमैन सर एंड मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर श्रीकांत नंदेला साहब, आपका प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत एक्सेलेंट था साहब। एक एक बारीक चीज ऐसा समझाया आप, हमारे को पूछने का कोई आंसर ही क्वेश्चन ही नहीं है। आप इतना डिटेल बताए, बहुत अच्छा लगा साहब। हम ये टाइम पे अनदर 3 एजीएम था, उसको अवॉइड कर दिए। पूरा ए टू जेड आपका प्रेजेंटेशन देखने में हमारी खुशी हुई, तो उसके लिए बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर और एम्प्लॉइज को सबको धन्यवाद देता हूँ। और सर अपना हर एवरी क्वार्टर बहुत अच्छा आ रहा है, अपना शेयर प्राइस भी बहुत स्ट्रांग है, और आपका सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट का टीम बहुत अच्छा है। हमारे को टाइम पे ईमेल पे बैलेंस शीट मिला, कुछ भी है तो हमारे को टाइम पे सर्विस अच्छा मिलता है, तो उनको भी बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ। और केफिन टेक्नोलॉजी में अभी जो भी एजीएम हो रहे साहब, आपका एम्प्लॉय इतना अच्छा स्ट्रांग काम वर्क कर रहे हैं, ड्रिंक देना वो देना, तो उनको भी मैं बधाई देता हूँ, प्रवीण साहब को और अनदर एम्प्लॉयज को, सबको हार्दिक बधाई देता हूँ। वेरी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग सर्विस सर। अभी जो एजीएम चल रहे हैं, जो भी प्रॉब्लम है, बहुत अच्छा वर्क कर रहे हैं, तो मैं ऐसी बनाए रहे और सबको काम अच्छा चलते रहे। और सर अपना 2025 2026 आपका एवरी क्वार्टर बहुत अच्छा आ रहा है, तो मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगा। 330 3 क्वार्टर भी अच्छा रहेगा। अच्छा अगर प्रॉफिट होगा तो साहब थोड़ा अपना डिविडेंड में इम्प्रूवमेंट करिए, तो प्रोमोटर की होल्डिंग ज्यादा है, उनको आपको ज्यादा मिलेगा, रिटेल इन्वेस्टर को जितना है उसको मिलेगा, तो एक बहुत अच्छा रहेगा। इसके बारे में थोड़ा सोचिए। और आते तो फेस्टिवल की सबको शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ सर। और लास्टली इसके पहले 2 पोस्टल बैलेट भी आया था, तो अभी हम पूरा प्रपोज करें पूरा फेवर में, और आज जो एजीएम है इसका एजेंडा मैं पूरा फेवर करता हूँ, यूनानिमसली पूरा सपोर्ट करता हूँ। और सर मैं ज्यादा बोलना नहीं चाहता हूँ, आपका सब कुछ बहुत अच्छा लगा। और कार्वी केफिन का सर्विस वेरी एक्सेलेंट सर्विस है सर। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you, Mr. Jawar. I request our next speaker, Mr. Bharat Raj, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
Yeah, very good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and Board of Directors. My young dynamic leader, Mr. Srikanth. Sir, I'm audible, sir?
You're audible,
Hello?
sir. Kindly proceed with your
Yeah,
question.
first of
Thank
all,
you.
wonderful performance, sir. I thank the entire board for doing wonderful business. My revenue has increased, and thanks to the wonderful dividend payout, sir. Wonderful CSR programs. Chairman, sir, what is the capacity for the next 3 years, sir? Please let me know. Sir, India market is growing and lot of clients are adding, sir. So what will be the next 3 years, sir? When will expect our revenue to be double, sir? Please let me know. I thank my secretary department intense with the Lent Alpanaji and the team, Paninder, Mr. Chaturvedi and Mr. Rajini. They're always accessible. And thanks for your success services, sir. Once again, my best wishes to you. All the best for coming years. I'm Bharatra signing off from Hyderabad. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bharat Raj. I request our next speaker, Mr. Srikanth Jawar, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
सर मेरा आवाज आ रहा है सर?
Sir, you're audible, sir. We request you to kindly proceed with your question. Thank you.
रेस्पेक्टेड चेयरमैन और बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर, नमस्ते सर। मेरा नाम श्रीकांत है, मैं हैदराबाद से बात कर रहा हूँ सर। आपका प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत कुछ अच्छा क्लियरिटी बताया गया है, और ये फाइनेंशियल में आपने इनकॉर्पोरेशन ऑफ सिंगापुर का कुछ करे सर, उसके बारे में अगर थोड़ा जानकारी दीजिए अच्छा रहेगा। और आपने प्रेजेंटेशन में बताया कनाडा और दूसरे जो कंट्रीज का नाम लिया, और ये कंट्रीज को छोड़ के कोई दूसरे कंट्री में भी अपन कुछ अपना बिजनेस एक्सपेंड करना चाह रहे क्या, उसके बारे में बताइए। लास्ट ईयर जब अपना एजीएम था, जब शेयर प्राइस 800 नियर था, विद इन 3 मंथ्स अपना दिसंबर एंडिंग में अपना शेयर प्राइस डबल हो गया। एक शेयर होल्डर को एक बोनस मिल गया है सर, बहुत हमारे शेयर प्राइस में भी हमारा वेल्थ क्रिएट हुआ है, और लास्ट ईयर से अपना डिविडेंड में भी इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ है। और आज इतने आईपीओ और हर आईपीओ में अपना KFin का नाम है, तो हमारे बहुत प्राउड फील होता है, और हमारे और कॉन्फिडेंस है कि अपना ये रजिस्टर अपना नाम होने से अपना रेवेन्यू और बढ़ने के ज्यादा से ज्यादा चांसेस है। और साथ में मैं KFin गिरधर सर और उनकी टीम को मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ। कभी भी मेरा कुछ काम था फिजिकल शेयर्स का और डिविडेंड अनक्लेम का था, जो हमारे गिरधर सर पूरा करके दिए, तो मैं गिरधर सर, उनकी पूरी टीम को मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ, मधुसूदन सर, मोहसिन सर, जो हम 15 साल से मैं जानता हूँ। और सर अपना शेयर फेस वैल्यू 10 रुपीज है। अगर आप स्टॉक स्प्लिट करेंगे तो अपना लिक्विडिटी बढ़ेगा सर, और अच्छा रहेगा। अगर स्टॉक स्प्लिट करने का प्रपोजल रखे तो लिक्विडिटी बढ़ेगा सर। और एक ये क्वेश्चन है सर, जो अभी बहुत सारे कंपनियां जो एनसीएलटी में जो चले गए हैं, जो अपने केम्पिटेक जो रजिस्टर है, वो अपन का पैसा कैसा रिकवर कर रहे हैं सर के एनसीएलटी में जाने के बाद, वो बताए। क्योंकि आज के फिनटेक का हर एम्प्लॉय इतना हार्ड वर्किंग करता है, उनकी मेहनत इतना सब कुछ करते हैं, तो एनसीएलटी में जो कंपनी का वो अपना अमाउंट कैसा है, चाहे उनके लिए छोटा होगा मगर अपनी 1 लाख का भी रो या कुछ भी बहुत बड़ा अमाउंट है, तो कंपनी अपना ऐसा रिकवरी कैसा कर रहा है उसके बारे में बताइए। और इसी तरह वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस मीटिंग रखिएगा सर। और आते सो दशहरा दीपावली की शुभकामनाएं, और साथ में आज गणेश चतुर्थी की भी बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूँ। और साथ में मैं सेक्रेटरी टीम का भी मैं बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Mr. Shrikant. I request our next speaker, Mr. Raju Upadhyay, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question. Mr. Raju Upadhyay, we request you to kindly proceed with your question. No response received. I request our next speaker, Mr. Jaideep Bakshi, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
Very good evening, Chairman and Board of Directors. Myself, Jaideep Bakshi, connecting from the city of Kolkata. First of all, I convey my thanks to our Company Secretary, Alpana Madam, for giving me an opportunity, and to the Secretarial team, Rajita Madam, and for repeated reminders, and also to our moderator for conducting this video conference in a smooth manner. And also I convey our thanks to our Kolkata unit under the heading of Dipti D, who is very much cooperative and helpful and sorting out our problems. And sir, the initial speech, it was a very much length and breadth of our company, about our affairs, and also the future growth, also how we plan to move forward. So no questions to ask then. And thanks once again for the newly upgraded speaker registration page. Is very much appreciated and is very much user friendly now. It will be very much helpful. Just one small suggestion to incorporate the speaker serial number in the same page, so which will help us to engage as many meetings are lined up on a single day. So that will help us. And nothing to add more. I support all the resolutions and wish our KFin all the best in the coming years, and a heavy greetings for the festive seasons. Thank you, sir, for giving the opportunity, and continue with this DC also in future so that we can get easily connected. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Bakshi. We request our next speaker, Mr. Redappa Gonduluru, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Respected Chairman and Board of Directors, especially Srikant Garu, my company secretary, and my fellow members, scrutinizers, auditors. Good evening, Namaste, sir. Myself, Redappa Gunluru, attending agent from Hyderabad. As a shareholder of KFin, really, I'm very happy and proud about the company performance. You have done very wealth creation. Performance is very good, sir. Especially the initial stage, your speech is very fantastic, sir. Informative, especially detailed presentation. All my questions are appreciated. Really amazing, sir. Thank you. It shows the passion about the my company performance and business performance, sir. Thank you, board, for a wonderful presentation, each and everything, sir. Not received the annual report. Company secretary, please send me after meeting. No issues. I gone through the soft copy. This is a wonderful the annual AR, sir, with the information, figures, everything good. Especially governance also very good. Financial performance, consistent financial performance. Thank you for the reward, everything, sir. Especially your speech. CSR also tremendously. You are doing the support to the needy. And go ahead, sir. Sir, especially I would like to thank entire our staff, all the moderators, all the back office staff, front office staff. They're wonderfully giving the services, sir. Year on year, they're updating, sir. So recently our the registration speaker registration the web also updated. So as last year requested some updation, you are done, sir. Thank you. You are committedly doing the passionate doing the our services and also the uh, business increase also. And also the I would like to thank entire each and everything, sir. Not remember the names, especially the Cheturvedi sir and Rajita Garu, Mosin Garu, everybody, sir. Wherever I go, I am funding our team, sir. Actually, I'm Pan India shareholder. I'm traveling few physical AGMs. Recently, Pune and Bangalore. I'm traveling, sir. ఎక్కడ వెళ్ళినా సరే మన స్టాఫ్ మనల్ని చాలా మంచిగా మర్యాదగా మనం రిసీవ్ చేసుకుంటారు. ఆ రెడ్డప్ప గారు ఇక్కడ వచ్చారా రండి అని చెప్పి. So the soft spoken, sir, relationship, building the relationship and also the coordinating with the management and the shareholders are amazing, sir. So I have very good experience more than 2 decades. Thank you so much for wonderful services. Uh, I have a few on general questions, sir. I would like to ask you about the business growth. So what is the outlook for financial, the present financial about the mutual fund registrar and transfer as a RTA business in this financial 26, sir? And how much revenue comes from the mutual funds, corporate and corporates and international clients, sir? I would like to know. And the my company, what are the plans to expand the global presence beyond the India? I would love to know, sir. About the technology innovation question, what investments are being to made in artificial intelligence, digital platforms, and blockchain for register and transfer the services? So, how is my company KFin ensuring the cyber security and protection and sensitive investor data? So, competition, sir. What is the or KFin current market share in the Indian mutual fund RTA space? And how do you plan to grow it against the camps, CAMs, camps? So, with this, I'm completing my question part. So I would like to thank once again the company secretary team, entire team. Please continue, VC sir. VC బాగుంటుంది. So support all the resolution. Voting has been done, sir. No questions on the resolution. Srikanth sir, really we have trust and faith on you, sir. చాలా మంచిగా చేస్తున్నారు. చాలా ఇరాన్ షేర్ ప్రైస్ రియల్లీ మాకు మంచి రిటర్న్స్ వచ్చింది సార్. చాలా సంతోషపడ్డాం. ఇన్వెస్టర్ యాజ్ ఎ షేర్ హోల్డర్ నేను చిన్న స్మాల్ అనలిస్ట్ కూడా సార్. నేను మోతిలాల్ ఓస్వాల్ స్టాక్ బ్రోకర్ని కూడా. సో నా కస్టమర్ కి నేను 2 years బ్యాక్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ చేయమని వాళ్ళందరూ హ్యాపీ. అంటే కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ అలా క్రియేట్ చేశారు కనుక నేను వ్యక్తిగతంగా హ్యాపీ, నా కస్టమర్స్ హ్యాపీ, అందరూ హ్యాపీ. సో ఆల్ షేరర్స్ స్పీకర్ షేరర్స్ కూడా హ్యాపీగా ఉన్నారు. సో దట్స్ రీజన్ వీ హావ్ ఫెయిత్ ఆన్ ది బోర్డ్. ఆల్ ద బెస్ట్ సార్. ఒకటే సార్ మీకోసం అందరి కోసం నేను I pray God to give the wisdom and strength and power entire board member families, all our the coordinators and also the మన moderators అందరికీ కూడా నా తరఫున హృదయపూర్వక ధన్యవాదాలు, నమస్కారాలు అండ్ ఫెస్టివ్ సీజన్స్ కూడా గ్రీటింగ్స్ చెప్తూ రెడ్డప్ప గుండ్లూరు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ సార్.
Thank you. I request our next speaker, Mr. Pratapa, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
Hello.
Hello, you are audible. We request you to kindly proceed with your question. Thank you.
First of all, thank you to the entire panel members, Mr. Shrikant Nadella and MB Nair sir. It's a great honor to meet you in this section. I have a few questions in this regard. Sir, Shrikant sir, which verticals you are focusing the most for business? And one more, I have how you are planning organic and inorganic growth? And what are your future expansions plans? That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I request our next speaker, Ms. Priya, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
there are so many meetings going on parallelly, so it is very difficult to co-release. तो अगले वर्ष में मैं आशा करता हूँ कि कंपनी सेक्रेटरी जी हमें स्पीकर नंबर भी देंगे।
We seems to have some connection issue, so we request Ms. Krishna Priya to join us back again. I request our next speaker, Ms. Savitri, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
My name is Savitri. Glad to get this opportunity. First of all, congratulations to KFin Tech on the successful journey so far. Even in this ongoing, uncertain, extremely volatile market scenario, KFin Tech share is holding very strong and promising growth for the coming future. Hence, I would like to take this opportunity to thank extremely capable leadership team of KFin Tech, and I would like to know your few insights on the following. Firstly, my first question is, on behalf of KFinTech leadership, what would you like to inform, assure, and promise on growth prospects of KFinTech, especially to retail investors? Secondly, since KFinTech deals with a lot of sensitive data and information, what are the latest improvements and additions in protecting the confidentiality of such data? And final question is, how does the organization ensure compliance with the data privacy regulations? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Savitri. I request our next speaker, Mr. Samrat Sarkar, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
Hello, am I audible?
You're audible, sir. Kindly proceed with your question. Thank
Good
you.
afternoon, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. I have the following 4 questions. Number 1, how do you perceive our revenues to grow annually in the next few years, and where do you see operating margins to sustain in the long term? Second question is, given the economic slowdown, do you expect any moderation in our domestic mutual fund business? What do you think are the major risk factors in our business that may materially alter our growth plans? My third question, please elaborate on our new business growth engines, particularly as far as the alternate asset management and international businesses are concerned. What percentage of revenues do we currently derive from the international investor solutions segment? And where do we see this going up in the next 5 years? And my final question, our top 5 clients contribute 44% of our FY25 revenues. How much percentage of revenues did these 5 particular clients contribute 5 years back? Or in other words, how much have their contribution grown in the preceding 5 years? That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sarkar. I request our next speaker, Mr. Naresh Golapudi, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
Good evening, sir. This is Naresh from Chirala. Sir, actually, my question is, according to CEO, who is your biggest competitor for KFinTech? And may I know the reason why that company is chosen as a biggest competitor? And second question is, as per the tariff conflicts are going on, look, how can you see this like as an opportunity or threat to the KFinTech? And the third question is, what is the short-term investments like is there any short-term investments that company is going to plan? Like, is there any specific industry that is looking for like that?
Thank you, Mr. Naresh. I request our next speaker, Mr. Santosh Kumar Saraf, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
हेलो
Hello, sir.
मेरी आ
Yes,
रही है ना आवाज
yes, sir. You're audible, sir. Thank you.
माननीय सभापति जी उपस्थित निर्देशक मंडल के सदस्यगण अधिकारीगण मैं संतोष कुमार साहब कलकत्ता से आप सभी को राम राम कहता हूँ। आशा करता हूँ आप सब अच्छे स्वास्थ्य में होंगे सर। सर मैं उन सभी कर्मचारी भाई बहनों का भी तो आभार प्रकट करता हूँ, नमस्कार करता हूँ जिनकी कड़ी मेहनत का फल है कि आज हमारी कंपनी इतना अच्छा रिजल्ट दे रही है। सर उन कर्मचारियों के साथ साथ उनकी फैमिली का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ तो सदा उनके बैकबोन के रूप में खड़ी रहती है, जिसे पूर्ण क्षमता और स्वस्थता के साथ में हमारी कंपनी में वो काम करते हैं सर। सर मैं सीएफओ का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ काफी अच्छी बैलेंस शीट प्रेजेंट करने के लिए सर। और सर आपने अपने स्पीच में और भी कुछ हमें पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं थी, आपने काफी कुछ बताया। और सीएफओ साहब ने एक गलती कर दी सर, कोई हिडन चीज नहीं रखी जिसके बारे में आपसे कोई प्रश्न कर सके। उन्हें सब कुछ बैलेंस शीट में बता दिया जो हमारे माथे में आने वाले थे। तो मैं सीएफओ साहब से कहूंगा, सीएफओ साहब थोड़ा तो हमारे लिए भी छोड़ दीजिए जो हम चेयरमैन से प्रश्न कर सकें। अगर आप सभी कर देंगे तो हम चेयरमैन के पास में आगे क्या करेंगे बताइए? मुंह दिखाना पड़ेगा और लौट कर जाना पड़ेगा। और बिगर प्रश्न की वो कहावत है ना, आप अच्छा से अच्छा भोजन करा दीजिए, फिर भी जाते समय पूछिए तो भाई पान या सुपारी और आइसक्रीम की व्यवस्था है क्या? है वो आदत मेरी है कि आपने इतनी अच्छी बैलेंस शीट दी, इतना अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन दिया, फिर भी एक आध तो इच्छा है पूछ लेता हूँ मैं आपसे। एक तो आपने कहा एएमसी का आपको लाइसेंस मिल गया है, तो ये तब तक आप फुल फेज में काम करना शुरू कर देंगे? तब तक आपको आशा है कि हम भी इस मार्केट में जो बहुत बड़ा मार्केट है, इसके अंदर में पदार्पण करेंगे? और सर जो कि आप दूसरी कंपनी का रजिस्ट्रार है म्यूचुअल फंड के, तो आप अपने एमसी के तो रजिस्ट्रार नहीं बन सकते। तो आपको किसको हायर करने का प्लान है? अगर प्लान किया हो तो बताइएगा। और दूसरा सर, आप किस तरह नई टेक्नोलॉजी और नई स्कीम के साथ में एमसी में आएंगे जिससे हम अन्य जो एमसी में पुराने हैं, जो आज 30-35 साल से इस लाइन में है, कि प्राइवेट वाले 92 से है सर, और यूटीआई 1986 64 से है, 86 से उन्होंने विस्तार किया मास्टर शेयर के हिसाब से। तो किस तरह आप अपने को नई स्कीम और के साथ में और नए आइडिया के साथ में आएंगे मार्केट में, और मार्केटिंग पॉलिसी जिससे कि हम अपना कलेक्शन और बिजनेस बढ़ा सकें सर। सर जियो पॉलिटिकल सिचुएशन काफी चल रही है, तो इसको भी आपको टैकल करना होगा। अप डाउन चलेंगे तो इसके भी आपको अपनी स्कीमें बनानी होगी। और मैं कहूँगा आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का पूर्ण रूपन से आप व्यवहार करिएगा, जिससे जो हमारे इन्वेस्टर हैं उनके डाटा पूर्ण रूप से प्रोटेक्ट हो। कि आजकल मैं माफी चाहता हूँ, आजकल कुछ अपने जो गलत ही कर्मचारी होते हैं, वो अपने डाटा कुछ पैसों के लिए बाहर पास आउट कर देते हैं। उससे क्या इन्वेस्टर को भी काफ़ी नुकसान होता है और कंपनी को भी काफ़ी नुकसान होता है। तो इसके लिए एक नया प्लान बनाइएगा, सोचिएगा विचार के, ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं। आपने बैलेंस शीट काफ़ी अच्छी दी है और सीएफओ साहब का मैं धन्यवाद कहता हूँ, ये इस रिक्वेस्ट के साथ में कि अगले साल हमारे लिए कुछ छोड़ दीजिएगा। अगर वे नहीं भी छोड़ते हैं तो सेक्रेटरी के माध्यम से हमें बता दीजिएगा, सराफ साहब ये प्रश्न आप चेयरमैन साहब से कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि मैं देखिए इतना पढ़ा लिखा तो हूँ नहीं और इतनी बड़ी बैलेंस शीट पढ़ने की फुर्सत भी नहीं है। जो बनाते हैं उनको मालूम होता है कि कहाँ लूप होल है, तो लूप होल बता दीजिएगा हमें, वो लूप होल हम चेयरमैन साहब से प्रश्न कर लेंगे। आपको फाइनेंशियल 25-26 की शुभकामना देता हूँ और भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ, भगवान फाइनेंशियल 25-26 हमारे जितने भी डायरेक्टर भाई बहन हैं, जितने भी कर्मचारी भाई बहन हैं और जितने भी हमारे एसोसिएट है, उनके लिए हेल्दी, वेल्दी और प्रॉस्पेर सेफ्टी के साथ व्यतीत होगा सर। सर आने वाले त्योहारों की भी शुभकामना देता हूँ, चाहे वो आपके राष्ट्रीय त्योहार हो, चाहे आपके लाइफ के पर्सनल त्योहार हो, उनके भी भगवान से प्रार्थना करता हूँ ये त्योहार आपकी जिंदगी में खुशियाँ और आनंद अंदर लेके आए सर। सर मैं आपके मॉडरेटर का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ, काफ़ी अभी अब अच्छी सर्विसेज है। सर आपका रजिस्टर का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूँ, वो भी काफ़ी अच्छी सर्विस देते हैं सर। है इससे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है, बहुत कुछ पूछ लिया सर, आप इसको अन्यथा मत लीजिएगा। वो आदत है ना पान और आइसक्रीम की आदत, वो तो जाएगी नहीं सर, उसी हिसाब से रखा। और मैं अगले साल बीसी की आशा करता हूँ, जरूर रखिएगा। अगर कोई कारण से गवर्नमेंट के रूल आते बीसी नहीं करिएगा तो हाइब्रिड का ऑप्शन जरूर निकाल लीजिएगा, वो आपके हाथ में है। कि आपने देखा होगा, आप लोग तो काफी पुराने रजिस्ट्रार है, जब ये ऑर्डर नहीं हुआ तब इन्फोसिस वाले हाइब्रिड मीटिंग किया करते थे। बॉम्बे तो स्पीकर अटेंड किया करते थे, मैं उनकी फिजिकल मीटिंग अटेंड करता था बेंगलोर में। और आपके जो ऑफिसर है वो जाते थे वहाँ मीटिंग अटेंड करने के लिए, रजिस्टर करने के लिए। तो ये ऑप्शन आपके हाथ में है, इसको जरूर ध्यान रखिएगा। जय हिंद, जय भारत, राम राम।
Thank you, Mr. Zaraf. I request our next speaker, Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question, please. Mr. Manoj Kumar Gupta, we request you to kindly proceed with your question.
Good afternoon, respected Chairman. Meeting from my resident city of Joy, Kolkata. I feel proud to be a shareholder of KFin. KFin, sir, what's the future plan and how we will take the company on new heights? You are doing an excellent job in the interest of crores of investors. And just now you informed that you have got the AMC permission. So what's your future plan in that regard? Kindly throw some highlight. And sir, you are doing an excellent CSR work. So kindly explore some money for Calcutta also for the CSR for community and society. And how any plan to subdivision of CS either 2:1, 5:1 to increase the liquidity and market capitalization. And thanks to your company getting a team, and thanks to our moderator to help us to join this meeting through VC. With this, I strongly support our change. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta. I request our last speaker, Ms. C.E. Mascarenhas, to kindly unmute your audio, switch on your video, and proceed with your question.
Hello, can you hear me?
Madam, you are audible. We request you to kindly proceed with your question. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah,
Ma'am, you are
respected
audible.
chairman, as respected chairman, other members of the dais, my dear fellow shareholders, I am Mrs. C. Mascarenhas speaking from Mumbai. I thank the company secretary and her team for registering me as a speaker and sending me in notice, and also this platform to speak, which was more easy to operate. Thank you so much. Our annual report is full of information, facts, figures, self-explanatory, at the same time adhering to all the norms of corporate governance. Working is good, a good market capitalization, and a very growth company. I congratulate for all the awards accolades which are received during the year. Good CSR work, also good ESG rating and sustainability report. Very good presentation. As very good presentation was covered with all my queries are covered in that. It was a very big presentation. So I have very little queries to ask. I would ask here capex requirement for the organic as well as inorganic growth for the next 3 years. Future roadmap for the next 5 years. Which vertical or verticals will be the growth engines for the growth along with good margin. Now I have a personal problem. I have got a lot of physical shares and I am getting a lot of hassles in dematting. I would be very grateful to you all if you all help me in dematting, because everything online we are finding difficult to work as we are now crossed 70 years and we find very difficult to go on. So I hope the team helps me in dematting my shares, because I never knew this would become like this. So because all those are good shares and they have to be dematted if I can get the money from them, so that for my illness I can use it. With this, I thank you very much for giving me this platform to speak. Thank you once again and wish you and the entire team very good health, as health is wealth, and very good happy festive season. Thank you once again and namaskar.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all the speakers for your questions and active participation. Before we move ahead, we would like to take all our esteemed shareholders on a short video highlighting all our new initiatives and services.
The financial ecosystem is undergoing significant digital transformation. For nearly 4 decades, KFin Tech has been at the forefront, pushing past boundaries and reshaping markets, providing modern SaaS-based solutions to over 500 asset and wealth managers worldwide. In this new era, the wealth and asset management industry is also booming. But growth brings complexities and the need for a new-gen integrated platform to take care of reporting, manual processes, regulations, and serving HNIs. Presenting KFin Tech's Empower Wealth, a fully automated 360-degree wealth management platform with hyper-personalization and hyper-scaling capabilities built for global banks, retail and private banks, single and multi-family offices, investment advisors, wealth and portfolio managers, and external asset managers. Empower Wealth is your gateway to the future of wealth management. Key features include integrated omni-channel platform supporting multi-asset classes and currencies, digital onboarding with AML and KYC checks, configurable IPS and risk profiling, compliance and limit monitoring, model portfolio tracking and rebalancing, advanced reports, analytics and customizable proposal builder, persona-based investor portal, an advisor workstation, and portfolio simulation and optimization. Empower Wealth seamlessly connects with third-party interfaces like stock exchanges, data feed providers, execution platforms, custodians, banks, registrars, and more. The platform is database agnostic with API-led microservice architecture ready for on-premises and cloud implementation. Deliver high-touch and high-tech experience to investors. Automate, innovate, and lead with Empower Wealth. The future is Empower Wealth, and it's powered by KFin Tech. From a young age, we are told to grow, to become better, to evolve. We have grown with automation and technology so that we can be relentless. The mutual fund industry has hustled, moved fast, and grown. The ecosystem has never stopped growing, never stopped becoming better. Today, mutual fund distributors manage multiple asset classes, maneuver each asset class's specific regulations and compliance requirements, manage different clients who have diverse investment goals and risk tolerance. This is coupled with manual investor onboarding, slow KYC verification, and inefficient transaction processing. It is time for distributors to evolve. It is time to choose better ways to grow. It is time to embrace automation and technology. It is time to evolve asset management with a financial super app. Introducing Iris by KFin Tech, a transformative platform designed to streamline asset management for individual and non-individual distributors. Iris single interface access allows seamless transaction across multiple asset types like mutual funds, NPS, insurance, fixed deposits, loans, AIF, PMS, equity, and IPO. It reduces manual effort and errors with automated workflows for investor onboarding, KYC, and transactions. With Iris Analytics tools, distributors can track total AUM, brokerage, scheme performance, and investor metrics. Features such as transaction snapshots and dashboards enhance visibility into performance metrics. Iris also supports commercial and various non-commercial transactions, offering flexibility to manage a variety of client requests. Get the tools you need to serve clients better, execute transactions faster, and gain deeper insights into your operations through automation with Iris. KFin Tech. Experience transformation. In the dynamic landscape of finance, India's alternative investments industry has experienced an unprecedented surge. The growth trajectory is set to propel the industry to a monumental $300 billion by 2028. Yet, with growth comes challenges. The alternative investments landscape faces hurdles such as time-bound and accurate reporting in a dynamic regulatory environment, manual data processing, disintegrated systems, and meeting investor servicing standards for all investor categories. Enter KFin X Alt, a forward-looking, fully automated system that anticipates your needs and adapts to the evolving technological landscape. X-Alt is your gateway to the future of alternative investments administration, where innovation meets efficiency and potential meets performance. X-Alt boasts an array of features that sets it apart. A multifaceted platform supporting multi-geography, multilingual, multi-currency, and multi-asset classes. Persona-based white-labeled limited partner, general partner, distributor portals and analytics, industry-leading commission processing for alternatives, customizable statement of accounts and dynamic configurable workflows, accelerated go-to-market with pre-built templates, and a fully integrated transfer agency fund accounting platform. Underpinning X-Alt's prowess are its technological benefits. A futuristic and evolutionary platform built on advanced rules-based engine, proprietary configuration, and cloud-based data storage expandable to internet scale. Uncompromising adherence to security standards like OAuth 2.0, OWASP protocols, PCI DSS, historization, and audit trails. Plus, a $0 infrastructure setup with a SaaS platform managed by KFin providing robust security and compliance. KFin X Alt is redefining the future of alternative investments administration, delivering better efficiency, unmatched performance, and excellence. The future is X Alt, and it's powered by KFin
Thank you all the shareholders for staying connected. Now, I would request Mr. Srikanth to address the questions raised by all our valued shareholders. Over to you, Mr. Srikanth. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, my sincere thanks to several shareholders who took time out of their schedule, especially during the holiday season, to ask valuable questions, to give us valuable feedback. I can't be more overwhelmed, and when I say this, I speak on behalf of our board as well as the management in terms of, I guess, your blessings, your thankfulness to us in terms of the business performance that we've delivered, and your wishes, for us to continue to deliver similar kind of work in times to come. I have noted down all the questions from various shareholders, and I have grouped them into a few sections without necessarily answering by name of the shareholder. Please bear with me in terms of the topic, and that should answer the questions of almost all of you, who have raised your questions. I'll start with, Ms. Mascarenhas, in terms of your personal grievance in terms of dematerialization of the shares. I have noted it, and I will ensure that I'll personally track to extending all the support that is needed to ensure that your shares across various issues gets dematted in time. As a part of secretarial practice as well, make sure it's part of the notes, and we get the updates on that. A few other maintenance comments around extending, annual reports not being received in 2 cases, as well as aligning the speaker roll call, by our company secretary so that it gets easier for you to speak and, wait your turn out. So we'll make sure that all these 3 are done, and then, in the upcoming AGM, none of these should, whereas, list of items to do. The broader topic that I have taken away from many of the shareholders is what is KFin Technologies' strategy towards growth. And then, there are several subsections within that. I will try to articulate that at an overall level as well as at an individual business level. Vision of the organization, to reiterate again, is to create a global fund administrator. Now, the path to that particular vision goes through many different ways and directions, and the path that we have chosen is to to a certain extent, emulate the current global fund administrators in terms of what worked well for them, but bring in the flavor of what it takes for it to be a Make in India story. To be a global fund administrator, we need to be in a position to support every asset class. Today, you are aware that we manage mutual funds, we manage pensions, we manage under the broader bucket of alternate investment funds, EMS, AIF, SIF, and the other types of asset classes, which are more aligned with private investors and not necessarily public investors. We also not going to be in a position to render only RTA for each of these asset classes and claim to be a global fund administrator. To be one such entity, you also need to have the capabilities to render fund accounting and administration solutions and services, which is again a hallmark of a global fund administrator, so to speak. And we cannot be rendering the same set of services and solutions in just India or in a few countries in Asia, but we need to be in a position to render it across the globe. So if we can take care of all these three aspects of the business outcomes, truly we'll be in the direction to get there. You have seen in the past few years through our not just vision, but execution in terms of the steps we have taken in that regard. Not just being that of a mutual fund service provider, as I said, we have become the market leader in alternatives. We are going faster compared to the industry in the case of pensions and private retirement schemes, which broadly puts us in the category of fund administrators who are able to take care of services for any asset class, point number one. We are no longer just an RTA, but by acquisition of Hexagram, which we've done in the year 2022, we have henceforth become a fund accountant and an entity which has its own proprietary platform to be able to render order management and middle office solutions as well. Platform to be able to render order management and middle office solutions as well. Thereby bridging the gap between that of the solution scope that a global fund administrator has vis-a-vis what we have. Thirdly, geographical expansion over the past 3 years, just not being in Malaysia, as you know, we are today present in 6 countries. And the acquisition of Ascent allows us to partake in this journey in about another 14 more countries. So the strategy for us, had been and continues to be one that is to double down on our execution capabilities and deliver to the plan that we have created in consultation with the market, in consultation with several top consultants, and of course our board who have overseen several such developments of large multinational companies based out of India. That is a strategy. Now everything else is subsumed or is a subset of this particular strategy, so to speak. As an organization, we've been growing at a CAGR of about 20% in terms of top line and a slightly higher percentage in the form of the bottom line. As businesses mature, a couple of things will happen. There would be certain expectation in terms of margin moderation, even though we are able to negate it through far greater technological transformation driven by productivity and leveraging every trick in the trade, whether it is machine learning back in the day, now it's artificial intelligence, and so on and so forth. But the idea is to be able to continue to replicate what we could accomplish over the past 3 to 4 years into the foreseeable future. Bearing in mind that this is financial services, there are always cyclicalities. As we have seen, the index over the past 12 months had given less than 1% return. Now, as an organization which has a symbiotic relationship with that of the markets, it is only understood that there would be a certain impact in terms of the overall growth of the organization. But that is exactly where the strategy of our organization, from day one had been to diversify away, not have those businesses which are entirely dependent on market, not only deliver only one business process, not only deliver all of this work in one country. So our strategy falls fairly and squarely into scenarios like what we are seeing at this moment in time, which is a sideways movement of index and potentially macroeconomics that can dictate even a deceleration in terms of the index returns into the coming quarters. There was also a question I would answer along with this particular one, which is about the impact of the tariffs. Impact of the tariffs, I'm no economist, but I'd like to believe will have moderate impact on the markets per se. There is definitive impact in the form of employment, given the tariffs will impact businesses which are more labor intensive. but many of those are not listed entities at this point in time. To that extent, probably the impact on the overall markets may be limited. Of course, if the contingent spreads in terms of fund flows, from other countries into India, then you may have certain amount of impact, but not necessarily the business performance itself. Again, all of these specifically point out to the importance of having a very diversified business strategy, which is not restricted to a single asset class, a single country, and a single business process. In terms of specific questions around about how does the mutual funds itself, as a business grow, and there were questions about the share of percentage of the revenues of these businesses. Mutual funds business in India continues to be the largest business for us, close to about 65%. In not too distant a past, about 4 years back, this used to be 90%. Purposefully, we managed to expand the pie itself by including two revenue lines. Thereby, the total impact of the total mutual fund, domestic mutual funds, is now down to close to 65%. As the acquisition of Ascent concludes, we believe that the total share of domestic mutual funds as a revenue will be down to close to 50 to 55% thereabout. And these are, carefully, calibrated and a purposeful direction that we've been orchestrating over the past few years, which is very important. There was also a question in terms of the share of the top 5 clients in the overall revenue. It was roughly around 40%. It continues to come down with each passing year. And once acquisition is complete, the numbers would be, far more benign, closer to 30% or even below that timing. In terms of our largest competitor, given as an organization we are present in multiple lines of businesses, there is no a single competitor that I would want to call out. We have a larger competitor in mutual funds. We have another one in issuer solutions, which is the corporate registry. We have a different set of competitors as we speak about wealth, and a different set of competitors in the global business, because each and every country has a different incumbent that we compete with. But it is fair to look at our competition as a strength in terms of what we can learn from them and how we can use the strengths that we gain as a part of this process in our journey to become a global fund administrator. So as such, I like to believe that, when we look at the competition, who we really want to be, and if our goal and ambition is to be amongst the top in the world, then figuratively, it has to be the top global fund administrators who truly has to be our competition, which in today's world would be the large names of SS&C Global, Citco, State Street, so on and so forth, right? But that's it. That is, sometime in the future. For now, we take strength from each and every competitor that we face in individual lines of business, so to speak. Questions around artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, data privacy. These are, I can't emphasize more in terms of the amount of efforts and the capital commitment this organization, has been implementing over the past few years. It is a topic that merits into separate team, which we have orchestrated, separate leadership, separate budget, and all of those have been put in place. And many of these, especially around cybersecurity and data privacy, I would say, has already been implemented. That said, this is a journey that is never complete. Every single day we face new variety of cybersecurity threats. Every single day there is a new regulation around data privacy. Given we are present in multiple different countries, changes in regulation in any geography, any domain impacts us. Our team has been adequately staffed and adequately trained and adequately provided with the necessary solutions in the form of software, so on and so forth, to be able to address any and all of these requirements. And as I said, the proof of the pudding lies in the eating. Cybersecurity and data privacy, both of them, we stand tall and proud amongst our peer group to confirm to you that we have had 0 breaches, despite a very, very rapid expansion in terms of our data centers, in terms of the total quantum of data, as well as the geographic expansion that we have seen over a period of time. Artificial intelligence, still early days. There are, like with all new technologies, there are hits and misses. There is a lot of discovery, that we are uncovering and unraveling as we speak. There is definitely, like in the case of .com era of, earlier 2000s, there is always a certain amount of hot fuzz that needs to be, taken away. That said, even during the internet era, even when there was a bubble and a bust, nobody takes the fact away that internet is the reason why, why we are interacting even today with each other too. Likewise, artificial intelligence, will have a huge role to play, albeit a certain amount of the gains associated with it probably are, exaggerated. I have explained to you earlier on in terms of the strategies we have taken, very, kind of to dumb it down and to make it extremely simple. There's an inward-looking artificial intelligence plan we have, which is largely to drive productivity, which can be in the form of low code, no code, which can be in the form of code that is written by the agentic AI and not necessarily by the human beings, reducing the total quantum of enterprise software size so that it becomes reasonably easy in terms of managing it on the non-discretionary spend. Likewise, the outside of the flip side of the coin is the outward-looking artificial intelligence, where we engage with our clients, provide solutions for them, who in turn can engage with their end investors. And likewise, in the case of National Pension System and other businesses where we have a B2C segue, we are able to render solutions which will directly touch base, the nerve center of close to about 4 to 5 crore Indians that today we manage in the form of financial investments, and which is number that is growing up north of 30%. So both the solutions, will be made public. Currently, there are 3 solutions on basically natively designed on artificial intelligence, which are live. Amongst them, probably the prominent ones would be around the solution we've created around the bond markets, and the one that we are currently using in terms of creating a complete performance narrative and dashboard for the platforms we created for ourselves, for AMFI and for the regulator of the country at this moment in time. There were questions about the upcoming capex investments and whether it is organic or inorganic. Historically, KFin Technologies has been spending thereabouts of 100 odd crores on the capex, which covers 3 critical components: the hardware for the growing expanding the data quantum that we have and the new applications we are building. It includes certain amount of minimally capitalized intangible assets, which are basically the platforms that we've created. 3, in terms of geographical expansion, whether it is within India or outside India, where we have created new facilities in the form of new branches or new offices, from where we render our solutions. So the number had been range bound to be around 100 crores. We believe that we continue to expend a similar quantum of sum into the foreseeable future, unless there is a dramatically different, regulatory change. Now, the only additional near-term capex investment that we will see would be for the acquisition we have completed, which is the SN Fund Services. As we await the final approvals from the regulators, should that go through, we would have an additional expansion of about roughly 300 crores in terms of the capex. Outside of that, I'd like to believe that everything else will be an asset-like model as we as an organization will continue to be so. There were questions on or rather a very specific point about KFin Tech being an asset management company. I just want to clarify, maybe I did not come across accurately there. KFin Tech has not applied for any AMC license, nor have we been granted. I was alluding to adding a new AMC to our list of clientele. Given that we are not an AMC or would be an AMC ever, so I believe there is no need for us to add any registrar in this process. I kind of leave it with the last one question, which was about there was a question about the NCLT money and the recovery associated with that. This is very, very specific to one particular line of business, which is the issuer solutions, where there is a long tail of small unlisted companies, and sometimes the invoice and the bill revenue may not fructify in the form of collection of cash because that particular organization could have filed for bankruptcy in NCLT. The number is very, very small and insignificant at this moment in time. A handful of companies earn very little money for us to worry too much about it. That said, as an organization, we are extremely focused in terms of cash collections recovery and the days sales outstanding. which we have been year after year be able to improve, quite dramatically. So I would only urge you that it is probably not an item that we need to worry about at this moment. So that covers all the questions. I hope I have answered, so we have taken time and effort to come towards this stadium. Should there be anything that has been left behind, I would request my corporate secretarial team to be in touch with you. We would make sure that you will get a written response from us in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shrikant, for replying almost all the questions. Once again, in case any questions are left out, I request shareholders to please send an email to us at investorrelations@kfintech.com. We will answer that the same in appropriately. We will respond to it appropriately. In case any shareholders could not come on today's, but still they have a question to ask, please send us an email. I would like to thank all the shareholders for attending this AGM today and would like to conclude the proceedings of the AGM. As mentioned earlier, the e-voting facility is still available to shareholders for the next 15 minutes. Members who are not yet voted can proceed to vote. I authorize the company secretary to accept this scrutinizer's report on behalf of the company. The e-voting results, along with the scrutinizer's report, shall be disseminated to the stock exchange and also be placed on the website of the company and next year within prescribed timelines. Thank you once again. Thank you all. Stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.